Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today we're going to talk about life. And I'm going to talk about some experiences that I've had and what I've learned from them. So if you want to hear what I have to say, just keep watching. Okay, so I am sitting in front of my fireplace currently, and it's a little windy outside, so if you hear a bunch of whooshes, I'm sorry. There's really nothing I can do about that right now, and I kind of like how this looks. Anyways, okay, so waiting to have sex. That is a thought that plagues teenagers of every era and also some young adults. Something I was never really told was why I should wait to have sex. So I didn't. I lost my virginity at a very young age. I was in my very early teens. The only thing that I was really told was, let me know so we can put you on birth control. And that was just it. There's a fly. Being in the field that I'm in, I talk with a lot of teenagers. And I have been asked many times, what's the reason for a bunch of adults telling us to wait to have sex? And with a lot of the answers being, you know, you should wait until you're married, you should wait until you fall in love, or you should wait until you find that perfect person. What exactly is that perfect person? How do you know that that person is the perfect person? What makes them the perfect person? And how do you know that if you wait till you fall in love, that love is going to last? How do you know that you're still going to be in love with that person 6 months from now or 3 years from now? So I'm going to share with you my experiences. When I lost my virginity, I was very young. Like I said before, I was in my early teens. And he was the same age as me, and he had lost his before. And when you're that young, you really have no concept of what the perfect person or true love is. You have no idea. You think you know because you feel it. And looking back, I felt very strongly for him, but I don't know that I would say that I was in real love with him, because when you're really in love with somebody, you work through things instead of getting mad and breaking up with the person because of how they are or who they are. And me and this boy, we went through a lot, and we weren't together for very long before I made that step. I think we were together for 2.5 months maybe. We were together every day. We had met during the summer, and we were together every day, all day long, from when we got up to when we went to bed. And I spent a lot of time with him, and you know a person as much as you can being that young, but you're still growing and you're still learning and you're still changing as a person. And something also that I realized was, in our relationship, I was looking for the movie magic. I wanted the till death do us part, this is forever kind of thing, but I didn't know how to obtain that, and I also didn't know what all it involved in order to have that. And at a young age, you're not ready to give all of yourself to another person and let that be that forever. Needless to say, after I lost my virginity to him, we broke up less than 2 weeks later. We were on and off again for about 2 years, almost 2 years. He was a boy, you know, he was a typical boy, and he wasn't ready for what I thought I was ready for. He wasn't ready to sacrifice everything in himself for me. And I wasn't exactly ready to sacrifice myself for him either. Although that I probably would have followed him to the ends of the earth if he gave me that chance. But God worked things out, and he moved, him and his family moved, and they went to a different school. So that just didn't work out. And that point, like from me and him on, I just dated a bunch of guys. If you've been here long, you know that I'm not the kind of girl that's not in a relationship. I was always in a relationship. I don't think I was single for more than 2 weeks since I turned 13 until I got married. I don't know if I craved relationships just because I needed to be needed and I needed to be wanted, or if things just worked out that way. I'm not really sure. But there were a lot of boyfriends, and sex is a very, very special thing. Something that I was not explained when I was young was that when you give it away, when you give that one thing away, that's the one thing you can never get back. And that is something that I share with the teenagers that I talk to, and that when my girls are old enough to start asking those questions, and I think they're old enough to handle them, because right now they're very, very, very young, I'm going to explain to them that the reason why me and their father want them to wait is because it should be with somebody that you're planning on being with for the rest of your life, because it's a gift. It is that one gift that you give someone, and you can never get it back. You can never take it back or have a do-over. It's a very, very special thing that should be with somebody who loves you completely unconditionally, who has seen all the good and all the bad in you and is still there, who has earned it in a sense of the struggles they've stayed, the highs they've celebrated, the tears they held on to you and cried with you as well. And that is what makes the perfect person. That is what makes true love. And that is what makes a marriage. And I believe that sex should be abstained until marriage. That's my regret in life. Me and my husband both. He was told to wait till he was married, but he wasn't really explained just how important and sacred and special it really is to wait until that time. And I wasn't explained at all, and I really, really, really wish that somebody would have explained it to me in that way, because it would have saved me from a lot of heartache, and it would have saved me from a lot of, I don't understand, I'm doing what he wants, why isn't he treating me better? Or I'm putting out, so why isn't he around? Because any girl can do that. Any girl can flirt with a guy, any girl can have sex with a guy. And when a man is attracted to those kinds of girls, what's the guarantee that he's going to stay with you if you're like that too? And I was like that. I was very confused and had a really, really off time before I met my husband. And I just wanted to, have fun. But that fun ended up emotionally damaging me, and my husband had to end up paying for it because it brought a lot of baggage. And I've had to deal with a lot of baggage from him as well, from his previous experiences. And marriage is hard enough as it is without causing unnecessary baggage. But by the grace of God, we've worked through it, and we got through it, and we're in a much better, healthier place than we've ever been. But it took a lot of time, and it took a lot of tears, and it took a lot of yelling, and it took a lot of praying, most of all. See, there's a reason why God says, and the man and woman should become one flesh. It doesn't say that you're supposed to like sleep around until you find, your one. It doesn't say anything about how it's okay to just have fun. Just having fun can cause a lot of damage. Besides emotional damage, it can cause STDs. It can cause unwanted pregnancies. And a lot of damage can come from that. I know that there are a lot of people out there that are very lucky who got pregnant and then the guy stuck around. I'm one of those lucky ones. Me and my husband got pregnant with our daughter very early in our relationship, before we got married. And I'm blessed enough that, he stayed. But I myself am a product of two people just having fun. And my biological dad wasn't around. I had a conversation with him when I was about 21, and I asked him, why weren't you there? And I respect him for this, but he said that he didn't want to be a dad. That wasn't something that he wanted for his life, and he figured if he was around, he was just going to screw me up even more than I already was. And I respect him for that, and I love my father. I love my father very much, and he's made a lot of bad choices, but that's one of the wonderful things about being a kid. You love your parents. But that caused a lot of damage for me too. Now, I do have a wonderful dad. My mom remarried. My mom got married when I was 3 years old to this man who has loved me like his own child from that moment on. And he is the greatest dad I could have asked for, because I know that there are not a lot of men out there who take on another woman's kid and never ever disputes that's not his child. I've seen him, defend me and stick up for me to his own family members, saying that she's my daughter too. So I do know that there are lucky cases out there, but it's caused damage, unnecessary damage, and this fly will not go away. So why wait to have sex? Your heart's involved. Your body is involved. You let somebody into your body, into your sacred place, to you, to everything you are. And you either allow them to use you, or you allow them to love you. But there's only one person that's going to do that, and that's your spouse, your life partner. Now, I know that there's people out there going, well, I'm engaged, I'm going to marry this man, or I'm going to marry this woman, so it's okay if we do, right? And my opinion on this is, the day before you get married, something could happen and it could break you. It could break your union. And then you will have given it away to somebody who's not the one that you were supposed to marry. And you'll have that feeling that I gave that part of me away that was meant for my spouse, and I gave it to a guy who told me, or a girl who said that they were going to marry me, and then they didn't. Sex is a very beautiful thing when it's between two people who unconditionally are together. Ups, downs, bads, and everything else. But it can also be used as a game piece, a goal, if you will. And that's not what it was meant for. In Mark 10:8, and 9, it says, "And the two will become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate." The two will become one flesh. Just the one that's joining souls for life, that's joining hearts for life. How important and special it is to share the sacred bond of sex with just one other person. There's no expectations. There's no, well, Susie Q is better than Sasha K. There's no Tom is better than Sam. It's just the two. That's it. And how amazing it must be for those couples that I'm so jealous of, who were taught or talked to them about how important it is to save that for the person that they're going to be married to. They weren't told that, wait for the right person or wait for when you're in love. Because look, I can tell you that I've probably thought that I've been in love probably 10 times before I met my husband. To be honest with you. First time I fell in love was early teens, probably 14 years old. But I found my forever love at 20. And there were a lot of boys in between then that I thought that I was in love with. Because it's an idea, especially girls strive for, and we crave, we want, we have to have it. Everybody else on TV have it, celebrities have it, people in the movies have it, kids in school have it. But we don't see what's going on behind closed doors. We don't see what's going on when nobody else is around. We don't even see what's going on in tabloids and on TV because it's not all real. It's only real when you know that it's real and that person is willing to give their life to you fully, completely, and solely to you forever till death do us part. Now, if you're like me and you've already given that away and you're sitting here going, "Tiffany, I hear what you're saying, but it's gone. I've already screwed up, so what's the point?" Hear me. Hear me. If you've already made the mistake of giving it up, if you've already given that away, realize that it'll stop now, and save the rest of yourself for when you do get married, for that other person, and just ask God to restore what you gave up, and don't let it go. Hold on to that with all that you are and all that you have, and do not compromise it for anybody until you say "I do." Because when you're looking at that other person's eyes and you're pledging your life to them, forsaking all others, and you see the love in their face, in their eyes, and in their touch, that's when you'll know that that's the one. That's the perfect one. That's the one you're in love with. That's everything that it's supposed to be. You're never too far gone for God to restore you. You're never too far gone to come to the point of realization that today's the day it's going to change, and I'm going to hold on to it for all that I am. So ladies, gentlemen, if you're watching this and you still are a virgin, you haven't given that away, media sucks, I know it. I see it every day. I have to constantly watch what my children's watch and listen to just because kids are bombarded with sex all the time. It's everywhere. It's in commercials. It's in music. It's everywhere. Hold on to it. Don't let it go for anything or for anyone until the moment you say I do, and you see it in their face that this is forever. Oh, thank you guys for listening. I hope I spoke to some hearts. It's very difficult to speak about, but I felt like I kind of needed to, just because I didn't have anybody to tell me, and I would hate for somebody to not know. And I hope that I explained it well. If you have any questions or comments or anything, please let me know down below. I'll be happy to answer them. If you want to message me, you can message me. I've talked through a lot of people through here, especially through my testimony video, and I'll link that here if you want to watch it. Just know that I love you and God loves you. Don't forget that you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Tiffaneyandcoxo. Please hit that subscribe button down below if you're not subscribed already, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!